Over to you, Hetty. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you for making time to grow yourselves and your businesses. I'm sure we're going to learn a lot today.
Good morning, everybody. A very warm welcome to you. Thank you so much for having me here this morning. I'm very excited to be chatting to all of you. My name is Hetty, the entrepreneur. And yeah, I'm really excited to have this conversation. It's titled Coffee and Conversations. So I've got my mug of hot water and I do have a few slides, but I'm actually hoping that this is going to be more of a conversational style more than anything else. And the reason for that is because, you know, even in the introductions, we can see that everybody is at a different place in their journey. Some people haven't started yet, others have just started in business, others are a little bit more seasoned and looking for guidance, mentorship, coaches, etc. And I think probably one thing that is unifying all of us is the fact that we all want to grow, we all want to learn more. And as a result, that's why 8 a.m. in the morning, we are in this particular session when other people might be relaxing or doing something else. So I really want to commend all of you for being here and just investing in yourselves this morning. So it's lovely to meet you all and thank you for the introductions. It really helps me to also frame what I'm going to be talking about this morning because I do want it to be conversational style and I do want it to be able to touch everybody that is in here, and I'm hoping to have a two-way communication. So if anywhere along the line you feel the need to unmute yourself and ask a question or chip in or even comment within the comment section, please feel free to do so because that really is what sparks the conversation. And we are here for you. So thank you once again for having me here. By way of introduction, my name is Hetty, the entrepreneur. I'm a business and monetization coach. And I'm a TEDx speaker, I'm a Mail and Guardian Top 200 South African, part of the Top 1000 African Voices, a Business Excellence Award winner, etc. But most of all, most importantly, I am an entrepreneur. So I am one of you, and we are in the company of like-minded people. Today, I'm going to share a little bit more with you about my journey. And I'm also going to share with you about the topic of monetization. And I'm hoping that by sharing my journey with you, for those of you that have said you're just starting out or you're trying to figure out what it is that you are looking to do within business, my story might be able to provide you with some hope that you are on the right path. And I'm also going to talk to you a lot more about monetization. And the reason why I'm going to be talking about monetization is because when we think about the topic of money in particular, it is often a taboo subject, right? And it's interesting because everything that we need to do in life requires money, right? So where you live is a result of money. If you need to buy your elderly or aging parents medication, you need money to do that. If you want to send your children to the best schools, you need money to be able to do that. If you even want to take unpaid leave and just relax at home with your family, you need to have the monetary resources to do that. So money is something that is required in every single facet of our lives. But strangely enough, it is often the elephant in the room because we don't talk about it. We don't talk about how much money we need. We don't talk about how much money we earn. We just don't talk about it. And yet it's something that every single one of us needs. So I really want us to normalize conversations around money. How do we make money? How do we invest money? How do we keep money? How do we save money? What do we do with this thing that we all need but are refusing to have a really honest and transparent conversation about? So I'm hoping that in this conversation, feel free to ask business-related questions, money-related questions, monetization-related questions as well. So for me, my entrepreneurial journey started several years ago. When I graduated from university, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, I entered into the corporate world, and I was working at an investment bank. And it was in the heart of Sandton, and I really thought, oh my goodness, I have made it. I am exactly what the South African dream is supposed to be, right? I'm in a great job, I'm earning well, and I'm in such a fantastic environment. And I really did enjoy my job. It was wonderful. And then I began to read different books on business, on leadership, and personal development books, because as an individual, I really wanted to grow myself, expand myself, just kind of expand my thinking, etc. And I was also attending conferences and seminars and meeting different people. And what I then began to realize is that in life, you can actually be able to design the life of your dreams. And I just thought to myself, oh my goodness, if that is the case, then what if I were to be able to start a business that would allow me to live the life of my dreams? And at the time, in as much as I was earning well, I really was so frustrated by the constant having to wake up at 4, 5 a.m. in the morning to hit that N1 highway in order to make it to the office before traffic started. And I was depleted. I was absolutely depleted. I was time bankrupt. By the time I would get to the office, I was already either feeling groggy or agitated because, either from a driver on the highway who, had made a misturn or something of that nature. And I realized that I'm actually not happy. I love the work that I'm doing. I love the job I'm doing. It's such a great company, but I'm literally not happy. And a part of me actually felt guilt and shame about that, because I should feel so grateful to be in this amazing position. But I just felt that, I think there is something else. And so I got married in 2010. That was the year of the FIFA World Cup. Philip was here. The country was abuzz, and every single one of us was just so excited. And that was the year that I got married. And it was a time full of hope, a time full of possibility. And I remember on our honeymoon with my husband, we were just kind of daydreaming about our future together. What is it going to look like? What are we going to build for ourselves? And we realized that, gosh, we actually like each other as people and we want to spend as much time with each other as humanly possible. How are we going to do that in these corporate jobs that we have that require us to be in the office at 7 in the morning, and oftentimes we would leave the office around 7 p.m. in the evenings. So literally by the time we get home, you just have a little bit to eat and off you are to sleep, to garner the energy to do it all over again the following morning. And so we really felt that in as much as our corporate jobs were really amazing, it did not give us the time freedom to be able to spend together. And we realized that in order to move from living a good life to a great life, we needed to have the balance of time and money freedom, and not just money freedom. And so we realized that in order to accomplish that, we need to build our own business. And that is where our first big kind of business, if I could put it in that way, P&H Boutique was born. It's a clothing business, and it focuses on modern traditional wear, African print clothing. And we started it in the spare bedroom of our home, literally just like that. And we didn't have any startup capital whatsoever to begin with this business. So we took the little that we had and we transformed the spare bedroom of our home. We put shelves up onto the wall and we displayed our merchandise from there. Opened up an online store, and when people would order, we would dispatch. But one of the things I got to realize was the fact that there is a space in the world that allows us to have an equal playing field. Where in the past you needed to have money to put up billboards, television and radio advertisements, which cost an absolute arm and a leg to be able to reach your ideal market. Now there is a place that creates a completely even level field, playing field, that we can all participate in, and that world is social media. So we then decided to take social media very, very seriously. We opened our Facebook page and we began advertising our merchandise on Facebook and got a couple of sales here and there and was super excited because it gave the validation that this is a real business, right? And then we thought, you know what? Let's take this even more seriously. When you are entering into the working world, in order for you to do that, you need to have some form of qualification, a degree, a certificate of some nature. Why not take social media equally as seriously if this is going to be the platform that we are going to use to actually market our business? And so we did an international course, a Facebook for Business course. At the time, it cost 20,000 Rand, money which we didn't have, make no mistake. So we borrowed it from our credit card with the belief that if we take this course seriously and implement everything that is taught to us, we should be able to recoup that money. So at the time, we had about, call it 20,000, 30,000 followers on Facebook. By the end of that year, which was about 4 or 5 months later after doing the course, we had over 100,000 followers on Facebook. And now we've got 500,000 followers on Facebook. We've been able to grow our business outside of the spare bedroom of our home, to have retail stores across the country, and to be able to open up our own factory that manufactures and produces the garments, and to be able to also to hire staff as well. So we were literally living our dreams. And as a result of the business, we were able to get all kinds of awards that have come our way, Mail and Guardian, being recognized by Forbes and all of these other incredible platforms. And, as a business owner, we all start our businesses because we have something that we believe in and something we want to contribute to society. We don't do it for the recognition or the awards. So when that came along, it was absolutely gratifying. It was amazing. And on the surface, it looked really incredible. But here is the reality. I cannot begin to tell you how many significant life events of friends, loved ones, and people that we know and care about that we were simply not able to attend. Simply not able to attend. As entrepreneurs, often at times our personalities are A-type personalities. We are perfectionists and we are individuals that are able to have tunnel vision towards the goal that we want to develop. We lived and breathed P&H Boutique. If we weren't in store, we were at a pop-up somewhere in one of the provinces, popping up, meeting our clients, and just building and building and building. Weekends were no longer our own. I remember even being in corporate, you work Monday to Friday, Saturday and Sunday, we're on the road, we're popping up somewhere. And even at the point where I was able to replace my corporate income and leave the investment bank to focus full-time on entrepreneurship, it then meant that I had even more time to just have a tunnel vision. And as a result, we missed out on really, really significant life events. So in as much as we had all of the success, the monetary and financial gain, it did come at a very, very big personal cost. And then March 2020 came. And I would imagine that every single one of us remembers exactly where we were and what we were doing in March 2020 when our president, Cyril Ramaphosa, announced that South Africa is going into a national lockdown. I don't know how you responded, And for me, my own response surprised even me. This ironclad entrepreneur, I literally wept. I literally wept. And the reason why I began to cry was because for the first time in many, many years, I would have to close our retail stores, close our factory, abandon busyness, and just sit still. And I just did not know what I would do with myself. Also, because we had been following the news around the world, we knew that, yes, it's starting out as 21 days, but by golly, it's probably going to be longer than that. Are we going to be able to continue to pay our staff? How long is this going to continue? How are we going to survive? So that was my initial emotion that enveloped my body. And after about a week or two, or even into the third week, I would probably say, especially after the 21 days had been extended, just in my quiet time in the morning, probably around a time like this, probably holding this exact same mug, which tells me that I am aware of my emotions, and just having a cup of tea, I began to ask myself, Hetty, what is the gift in this scenario that you are not seeing and you're not looking at? Because every single situation that we are faced with is here to teach us a lesson. And what is the lesson that you're being taught that you are simply not looking at or not seeing because you are enveloped by everything else that is on the surface? What if this is an opportunity for you to recreate and redesign your life? And so I really began to think to myself, and I would love for you to do this exercise in your own spare time. I just thought to myself, if I could do it all over again, yes, I've got a successful business. Yes, it's making great income. Yes, we've got all these retail stores. Yes, we've got all these awards and it's wonderful. And we've absolutely built a life that we could not have ever imagined or dreamed about. But if I did have the opportunity to start again or to redesign my life, what would I do differently? Now that I know everything that I know, what would I do differently? And so I thought to myself, what are the three things that I want out of my life? First of all, I said, I would like to build an online business. Having physical retail stores is wonderful. It really is great. However, it required me to also physically be at multiple places at the exact same time. And so it took time away from me. I would like to be able to build a business in the online space that doesn't allow me to physically report to duty. Number two, I would like to build a business that allows me to travel. I had forgotten how much I love to travel because I was so focused on my business that I didn't even entertain the idea of travel. And the third thing that I wanted is to be able to earn in multiple currencies. Why just earn in rands when there are multiple currencies within the world? Those are the three things I wrote down. And then I thought to myself, I also want to do a business where I don't need to hold physical stock on an inventory. I can be paid for the knowledge that is in my head. Now, at the time, writing all of these things down and doing what felt like daydreaming, it just felt like an absolute impossibility. How can I possibly get paid for the knowledge in my head without reporting to duty, have time and money freedom, and operate in the online space and still allows me to be able to travel? Like, are you crazy, Hetty? Have you finally, eventually lost your rockers? And I just thought to myself, so what is this knowledge that I want to share with the world? And one thing I know, and I believe that every single one of us have got gifts that have been assigned to us at birth. It's just that sometimes we forget to tap into those gifts, or we haven't even been taught to look and discover those gifts. And I know that I know how to build businesses, and I know how to make businesses money. I know how to make them profitable. And I know how to leverage the online space to make money. When people talk about making money on the internet, I've been making money on the internet for over a decade. So I thought, let me take that knowledge that I have, that I was able to apply to build P&H Boutique, and teach it to the world so that they can be able to do the same in their respective businesses. Because what I love with business is that the principles are universal. You can take those strategies and apply it to your restaurant. You can take it and apply it to your hotel business, whatever business it is that you're running, your product or service business, you can do that. So I remember being on Instagram at the time. I think I had like maybe 200 followers or something. I literally put on my camera and I went live on Instagram to introduce what I now then began to term as Hetty, the entrepreneur. And I began to introduce to the world that I am going to start teaching about business skills. I remember there were 2 people on that live, and I literally wished that the entire world could just swallow me up in that moment. I felt embarrassed. I wondered, what will people say? And I was just so consumed by that. And at the end of the live, Instagram gives you the option. Do you want to discard of this live, or do you want to save it? And I just made a decision that I am going to save this live, because I may be embarrassed now in this particular moment, but several years from now, when I have made a success of monetizing my knowledge, I'm going to be able to refer back to where I started. So against every single cell within my body that was begging me to remove and discard of this video, I kept it. And I kept going on. I made a commitment to myself that every single Wednesday, I think it was at 6 p.m., I would go live and I would share my knowledge. After doing that for several weeks, I then decided to host a webinar. And this webinar was a WhatsApp for Business masterclass. I cannot begin to tell you how much money WhatsApp has made for me. I cannot even begin to quantify how much money Facebook has made for me. They even reached out to me, Facebook, when they heard about my story and being able to quit my corporate job and the amount of money we've made and everything. I can't even begin to tell you. I'm telling you the God honest truth. And the reason why I'm telling this to you is that in this platform right now, we are business owners, we're entrepreneurs. I'm speaking to you candidly because I would not be as candid as I would with a group of people that aren't entrepreneurs, because they may not get it. I don't know where you are in your business right now, but I am telling you that social media can make you money. And I really want this to sink into you as much as humanly possible. If there is absolutely nothing else that you get from this talk today, I want you to leave with that absolute conviction within yourself to find out how you can use it to grow your business. I don't care if you're selling water or flowers or makeup or nails or car parts. It doesn't matter to me. It's irrelevant, the product or the service that you are putting out there or the knowledge. Social media is a vehicle that can generate you money. All right. I'm sure you can tell how passionate I am about it, because it's changed my life. And I feel as though I am only at the beginning. I've only scratched the surface. I can still go deeper. And the beauty with this is that there is enough for all of us. Sharing this knowledge with you does not take away from me. If anything at all, when one candle lights another one, then we all begin to illuminate. My goodness, what a concept. What a concept. And within the African continent in particular, there is so much untapped potential, so much. We are not even aware of the extent to which we can achieve within our continent. But anyway, so there I was, and I taught this WhatsApp for Business class, a webinar. I think it was like 250 Rand. Of course, I was underpricing because that's what we all do. We underprice in the beginning because we do not have the self-belief that people will pay for the knowledge that we have to share, right? So it was 250 Rand. So people registered, and in that webinar, I made 2,000 Rand. Let me tell you something. That was the best 2,000 Rand of my life. Of my life. That 2,000 Rand meant so much more to me than when we generated our first million in P&H Boutique. That 2,000 Rand felt like, you know, when you're a child and you're sitting on the couch and then you just feel in between and then you pick up a 5 Rand. It's like, oh my gosh, you've discovered 5 Rand and you can run to the shop and buy sweets and chappies and all of that. It felt like that. It felt like Christmas morning. And the reason why it felt like that is because it validated my idea. If people can pay me 2,000 Rand to share my knowledge with them, that means I can make 200,000 Rand. That means I can make 2 million Rand. If I am consistent and I keep going, I can be able to do that. And so I kept going. I kept teaching masterclasses, WhatsApp for Business, Facebook for Business, sales and marketing, how to grow your followers on social media, how to sell on social media, how to just really dominate the online space, how to do your email marketing, all of that stuff. And my business began to grow. Before I knew it, I had people booking consultations to have one-on-one sessions with me. I formulated a course called the Ultimate Monetization course. I also underpriced it. It was 5,000 Rand. Lo and behold, people paid for it. And before I knew it, over time, the income that I was paying myself through P&H Boutique retail business, I was able to replace my income in the online space. Guess what was happening? That morning in March, or well, I guess it was around May 2020, when I began to think of the life that I want to build for myself, having an online business, being able to have time and money freedom, being able to spend time with family and friends, being able to travel the world and work from anywhere was eventually coming true. I had built a fully fledged digital business. It now began to teach me the different ways in which we can make money. You see, our parents, bless their heart, have often taught us that you need to go to school, get a certificate, go into the working world and exchange one job for one salary. I don't know about your household, but we didn't really have conversations about earning multiple streams of income, that you don't only need to rely on one salary. We didn't really have conversations about the fact that who you are as yourself is a monetizable product, that your skills and your knowledge and what you are good at is something that you can exchange for money. I don't know about you guys, but I honestly never had those conversations. I never had those conversations with my parents or my gran or my neighbors or anybody else. And I didn't have examples in my life of people that were doing that. But I now began to realize that this is possible. And being able to recognize the formula to be able to do that, particularly through digital products. I love digital products. Now, for those who may not know what a digital product is, this is a physical product. It's tangible. It's a cup. I can feel it. I can see it. It's physical. A digital product is intangible. It is housed online. I'm talking about webinars, masterclasses, ebooks, podcasts, courses, templates, online groups, community support groups, services such as social media management, virtual assistants, all of the coaching, all of those things are digital products. You are exchanging the knowledge, the skill, the talent, or the passion that you have in exchange for money. And it's completely opened up a whole new world for me. Now, the life that I'm living, I'm able to work from anywhere in the world. I am able to be there for the people that matter and care for me, and to be able to focus on the relationships that I neglected for so many years. I'm able to earn in multiple currencies. But I think what has been the most gratifying in this monetization journey has been my ability to formulate an agency where I can be able to help other people do the same. Spume mentioned that she is a financial coach. She's one of the people that I work with. Nkateko, who is on here, she's part of our Sales Growth Club, which is a business club for small business owners to learn sales and marketing skills. I am literally able to work with individuals to help them to monetize and grow their businesses. I work with life coaches, transformation coaches, property investors, personal brands who are looking to grow their personal brands in the online space. For me, what this has taught me is that somewhere along the line as adults, we lose the ability to dream. You know, as children, when you ask a child, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a pilot. I want to be a nurse. I want to be a police officer. There is literally a sparkle in their eyes because the world is their oyster, and they are so optimistic about what the future holds for them. But somewhere along the line, we begin to stop dreaming because bills come into play. Monotony starts to come into play. And, you know, every day begins to look like the next day. For me, the online space has taught me that we can all actually begin to dream again. We can all write down the top 3 things that we wish for in our lives and begin to build that for ourselves. And it doesn't have to follow my particular path or pattern. You might love your product-based business. You might love your service-based business, and that is okay. Let us be able to build it to the level of your dreams. Yes, you can absolutely monetize. You can monetize your business. You can monetize your knowledge within your business. You know, I have got a lady who does baking. She bakes cakes, she bakes wedding cakes, muffins, all kinds of stuff. And we've been able to help her put good systems in place to grow the profitability of her business. And then I said, now that you've learned how to build a successful baking business, I want you to formulate a course to teach other people the same. She's like, Hetty, what do you mean? I said, you've got the knowledge. It's in your head. You've done it. And there, next thing you know, she's got literally another income stream. Then before you knew it, she was also then physically teaching people how to actually bake. So she's literally gone from 1 income stream to 3 income streams. So in whatever role it may be, wherever it is that you may find yourself, you absolutely can monetize and earn multiple income streams. All right. I feel as though I've been talking quite a lot, and I would love to just open the floor up to Q&A. I really wanted to share my story with you and just the full gambit of it. And the reason for that is because some of you may be at the space where I was when I began P&H Boutique in the spare bedroom. Some of you might be in the space where you're thinking to yourself, I want more. What else is there for me? Some of you may be in the space where you are afraid to show up online. You feel silly, or you don't even know where to begin. No matter where it is that you are in your journey, you absolutely can make it. And I am here to tell you that if I can do it, then you absolutely can be able to do it too. And through the Women in Business Network and through their different programs that they have for you, please plug into them. Please stay tight and plugged in so that you can get all of the necessary support that you need. Let's keep in touch. Follow me on social media, Instagram, Facebook. It's Hetty the Entrepreneur, and I'll be more than happy to connect with you on whatever level makes sense to you. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you so, so much, Hetty. That was just awesome. You know, when you hear someone else's testimony of what has happened in their life and what is working, and it's just so amazing. So I had a question on the chat. I see Pam's hand is also up. How do you deal with the guilt of feeling greedy when charging people money? Because as people, we like helping one another. Then when do you get to a stage where you say, now you're my friend, but I'm going to charge you?
Yeah, so here is the thing. Often at times we struggle to charge for our knowledge because we fail to understand the value of our knowledge. You know, when something comes easily to you or it comes naturally to you, it's easy for us to take it for granted because we do it all the time. But that knowledge and information that you have can actually unlock doors for the next person, can help them to become unstuck in their business, can help them to have better communication in their relationships, can help them to be better parents. And this is information that is of value, all right? And so it is important, first of all, for us to acknowledge the value that we are putting out there and to put a monetary amount on that value. Now, when we charge for something, it's not only for us to be able to make money from it. You are also doing it as a gift to the recipient. And the reason for that is that studies have literally shown this. When people pay for a service, they take it more seriously because they've got skin in the game. They have parted with something. So they listen to what you have to say. They implement what it is that you have to add value to. But when people don't pay for something, they very seldom take it as seriously. So it is actually important for people to have skin in the game. Also, mentorship and coaching is not a CSI project. Your knowledge and value can make people money. I mean, if I look at my own clients and students that I've worked with, they are able to increase their turnover. They're able to grow their businesses as a result of that. So it is a difficult thing, especially in the beginning, but it's something that we can work through and overcome. Absolutely.
Thank you so much for answering that question. Pamela, you can go ahead and ask your question. You can unmute.
Good morning, ladies. My name is Pamela Mlonzi. I want to thank Hetty for your inspirational speech. Basically, I'm an attorney. I've just opened a business on my own. Just when you spoke about social media space, I certainly have fears to actually operate in that space. So I wanted to actually get an advice on whether, if you are somebody who was never that active on social media space, would you suggest that I actually hire somebody who can run my pages? Because I believe that you've just emphasized the importance of being present in that platform. Would you advise that I get somebody to run my pages, or do I just overcome my fears, and how?
You know, it's interesting, Pamela. In the past, I would have said to you, Pamela, just get on with it. Get on social media, overcome your fear. But since running our agency and working with our clients, I've actually realized that it was a bit of an insensitive advice that I was giving to other people, because it is a genuine and real fear. And so we need to acknowledge that. So with us, when we help our clients to monetize, part of that is social media management, helping them to come up with content plans for their social media. And we can also guide them in terms of the different things that they do. This helps them to be able to show their face on social media, helps them to be able to go live on social media, helps them to be able to put themselves out there. I now recognize that where we have a difficulty, a fear, a stagnation, or sometimes it even could be a case of you're literally too busy. It can be that case. You've got several balls in the air. Yes, you can absolutely delegate and work with a group of individuals that understand you, understand your vision, and that is in alignment with your goals that you want to have for your business. I've realized that the work that we do through our agency, when we're doing social media management, when we're getting speaking engagements for our clients and all of that, we are also helping them to overcome their own commitment that they may have done without consciously doing so to being invisible. And we are actually helping them to increase their visibility, not just in the world, but internally within themselves, that it is okay for me to be seen. So absolutely, Pamela, there is absolutely nothing wrong whatsoever with going out there and getting help.
Thank you so much, Hetty.
You're more than welcome.
There's another person who's got their hand right up. It's written iPhone. So you can go right ahead and unmute yourself and ask the question.
Hello, sorry, I just had to unmute myself. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, I was so interested to hear about your business, that it was clothing. I hope you can hear me. We've got the gardeners here in the background. Because I work full time as a software developer, and I have this passion for this little line of clothing that I've got, which is clothing for people with a fuller bust, for women with a fuller bust, dresses, blouses, and I had stuff at a permanent kind of market set up, and then there was a fire and I lost all my stock. And then I had a whole lot of more stock manufactured and locally in Durban. And then I had it at a boutique, which unfortunately closed down, didn't survive COVID, the lockdown. So now I'm sitting at home with all the stock, all my clothes. And my husband says it feels like he's living in a warehouse because I've got 3 rails of clothing in all over the house.
I wish I couldn't wait, but I can.
And I know that I need to go online, and I've actually, arranged a Shopify account and whatever, but it's just, the hardest thing for me is time. I work 8 hours a day, I get home, I'm exhausted. And I just wondered how you managed to transition from, working full time to having time to work on your business, and then to make that transition, because I just really battle with the energy and I listen to things like this and I think, I must do this, and then it comes to the weekend and I'm exhausted and I don't have time or energy to work on it. So it's just, I just wondered how you coped with that transition, and when is the right time to transition?
The transition question it's a tricky one, because it really is different for everyone. And to be honest with you, like I said, I literally had no weekends, because also at the time I believed that in order for the business to grow, I needed to do everything. But over the years, I've learned that that isn't necessarily the best way, and that our commodity that is the most important to us in our business is this thing that exists between our 2 ears. And that is our strategy, our ingenuity, our brain, our creativity, etc. And so what I've learned is that in order to preserve that so that I can better work at the strategy of growing the business, it is okay to outsource. So for example, you might need to go onto, let's say, a Fiverr.com and get somebody else to finish up the Shopify of your business. You might need to hire an agency, talk to an agency like ours or any other one to help you to finish that up, so that you have the space and capacity to follow, to work on other things. Because also what ends up happening is that when we have unfinished work, we begin to beat ourselves up. Oh my gosh, I was supposed to be done with this 2 weeks ago. I'm such a failure. Or, you know, so we end up having this negative internal dialogue, when in actual fact, you do genuinely have a lot on your plate. You might need to get a virtual assistant maybe that will work 1 or 2 hours in the week to help you to finish off your miscellaneous tasks. So those are things that you are able to do without necessarily bringing on full-time staff and a full-time commitment that could potentially be able to help you to finish off those different elements. The beauty also with that is that they're people who are absolute geniuses. I mean, our team literally had to set up a website within 24 hours the other day as a matter of urgency for a client. Now, if they had to do that on their own, it still wouldn't be done. So obviously then it would mean that by us being able to do that, it saved them time. So you can actually look and say, where are the areas that I can delegate? And at the cheapest price possible. We're not saying that money is a bottomless well, but perhaps you can be able to do that so that it allows you to be able to move forward. They're people whose skills are solely just on Shopify, that can do what might take you 2 hours, literally in half an hour, done and dusted, and you're ready to go. So I would definitely look at those options as well. In terms of transitioning from work to full-time entrepreneurship, it really is personal. It depends on your family setup. It depends on how much money you need to survive to be able to buy your time from your corporate job, etc. Those are some of the calculations we need to make. Sometimes we say, oh, I just need to be a full-time entrepreneur, but what is the rand and monetary value of that? Is it 10,000 rand? Is it 15,000 rand? Is it 40,000 rand? Is it 80,000 rand? What is it? Because now you begin to know, what is the amount I need to work towards? And you actually have a tangible goal that you can now begin to strategize towards. That's what we were able to do. And then we were able to work backwards from there. I hope that helps.
Thank you. That does help so much. I think as entrepreneurs, you often want to hold on and do everything yourself. But the reality is, yes, as you say, there are experts out there, and we just need to learn to let go. And let the experts help us. So thank you very much. That did help. Yeah.
You're very welcome.
Most definitely, we can't be experts in everything. I don't know if there's one more question. Hetty, Pam would like to connect with you. She needs help with her social media. I'll give her your contact details.
Absolutely. Guys, you can pop me a DM. If you just let me know that you're from Women in Business, then we'll give you a 50% discount on a consultation with our team. All right. Just let me know that you're from Women in Business and we'll do that for you. That's not a problem.
Okay, Uvani will close the session with you. The other people can DM Hetty because we've run out of time, but just let her know that you are from Women in Business. So Uvani, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, Hetty. Firstly, thank you for that inspirational talk. We could really feel how motivated or how passionate you were about what you did and how you got to where you are. My question is, I have done most of my stuff for my business by myself, and it is growing, not as fast as I'd like, but it is. So you gave me the idea now about the digital platform in order to do things. A lot of people come to me to ask me to help them with their Instagram advertising or their WhatsApp business setup and stuff like that. My concern just is, you had gotten a qualification on Facebook advertising, and you had also shown proof that your business was already working before you started on yours. I'm just a bit concerned. Would people want to pay me with my business still like in the growth phases, you know, for the same?
Yes, absolutely. Why not? Absolutely, why not? So here's the thing. It's important for us to be authentic and honest. So when you are starting out with a new client and you want to help them with their Instagram, or you want to help them with their WhatsApp for business or whatever service it is, it's important for you to say, hey, I'm Uvani. I love social media. I love the impact that it can make in people's lives. And I am passionate about helping businesses to grow on social media. I'm still quite new. However, I would love to offer my services to you. Let's start on a probationary period and let's see how it goes. You're laying your ducks on the table. So, I mean, when somebody is honest with you, we're not expecting you to have the years of experience of ShopRite. We understand that you're a new business. You can charge accordingly. And with every new client, increase your pricing until you reach that sweet spot.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It gives me confidence to actually go out there and try and start.
Go for it, Uvani. And remember, you'll only ever have your first day once. After that, every single day, you're building experience.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, ladies, and John. Thank you so much, John. It's been really lovely to have you as a gentleman in this meeting. Thank you, Hetty, for your time and for the insight. Sometimes we see people with many followers and we never know where they started. Thank you for being authentic and sharing your journey with us. And we will follow you on social media. How do we follow you? Can you give us your handles?
If you're the entrepreneur on Instagram, Facebook, you'll find me there.
Okay, thank you. You know, today was just all the pillars of women in business were covered because we shared the information, because this is a networking platform. And I see the comments, the ladies, great session as usual. Thank you, ladies. Yes, we'll forward the recording to everyone, and our businesses are going to grow because of good information. So thank you so much. We'll follow you on social media. Have a lovely day, ladies. Thank you so much, Hetty. It was really encouraging.
Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. We'll continue connecting on our social media. Thank you. Olona, you can